At the time these industries died in the mid-1800s, they left behind a ravaged land that came to be known as the Pine Barrens. Since that time, the Pine Barrens has returned to a natural state and become one of the most highly acclaimed wilderness areas in the East.
Great Egg Harbor and its a river that feeds it is a natural place that we need to protect, particularly since Audubon is primarily interested in not only birds but protection of the habitat, and it has a great value.
To the right we have a bird that's kind of dark on top with white underneath. That's an oyster catcher.
Recently, ecotourism has come into play as a buzzword in our society. And what it involves is the attraction by lands like this to people from around the United States and from other parts of the world. We get a lot of people here from Europe that come during the fall and spring migration season, and we like to be able to work with them to show them the best that this area has to show for nature, wildlife, and birds.
Captain Brooke Koeneke pilots a 45-foot pontoon boat called the Duke of Fluke. Besides recreational fishing, he charters naturalist-guided eco-tours in the rivers and bays.
Well, we have an area that's rich in opportunities to see nature at its finest. We have this Great Egg Harbor River system that feeds the Great Egg Harbor Bay, rich in commercial shipbuilding history, rich in nature. Depending on conditions, state of the tide, wind conditions, we have several different areas over this way where we can reasonably expect to see a pretty decent variety of Back Bay gulls and herons.
If you look back in the interior of this island, you'll see literally hundreds of herring gulls that are beginning to nest now. They've already made it.
Early on, they're going to see the herring gulls sitting on their eggs on the nests, and after the hatch occurs, they're going to see these little fuzzballs running all around, and if they go every week, they're going to see these fuzzballs get bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden you have a juvenile herring gull. It's quite a sight. There's quite possibly thousands of them out there in this rookery. We see cormorants, we see great blue herons, great white egrets, snowy egrets, several other different varieties of heron, and the gulls, we see skimmers, black skimmers, great blackback gulls, laughing gulls. Oh, I forgot to mention the American oyster catcher. One of my favorite birds is the osprey. They're back strong in a very big way and very interesting bird to watch.